I have a crazy story for you. Ready? All right. So Shad and I started watching this show that's new on Amazon Prime. It's called Peripheral.
Let's rephrase that.
What?
You're watching it.
Well, that's just because you don't pay attention to it. It's a freaking cool show.
Yeah, but it lost me.
Well, it's sci-fi. He doesn't like movies or shows that like go back and forth in time because it's kind of hard to follow sometimes. But anyway,
It needs to be like black and white. If it's back in time, black and white.
but it's in the future. It's actually going to the future though. So this isn't really like going back in time to the olden days. It's like this is what's happening now, and then they go to the future. And at first you think it's just virtual reality, but then you find out they're going to the future. But anyway, they have this headset and whatever. So in the news today, it says that there's a VR headset. So apparently the guy that created Oculus, which was sold to Meta, which is owned by Facebook, he has created a headset. Are you listening? You're not going to believe this.
I'm listening.
He's created a headset that has 3 explosive charge modules that point at the user's skull. And then they go off when the user dies during the gameplay, killing the user in real life. Yeah, you heard that right. The founder...
So it's Russian roulette.
No, not really Russian roulette, because if you're playing and you suck at the game and you die in real life. I see so many problems with this beyond the obvious that you are being killed.
Are you reading from The Onion right now?
No, this is Mail Online. Mail Online. It's like one of the top stories today. It just came up.
So if you're playing and you have this headset on and you die in the game, then you will actually die in real life.
It says when the user dies virtually during gameplay, the modules fire at their head, killing them instantly in the same time. He admitted the device is not quite finished, and it's likely he'll have trouble getting clearances to use it even when it is. But what's interesting, so you remember Squid Games? Remember
Yes.
how crazy that show went?
Yes.
Squid Games, so there's a TV show apparently that spawned off of Squid Games kind of that has the same type of idea. It's called Sword Art Online. It's an anime series, and it features a game where basically people put on these like Oculus type devices. They go into this VR world, and once they go into the world, they realize it was put together by a mad scientist, and they can't take their headsets off or they will die. So they're forced to play the game. So kind of like Squid Games was.
Yeah, kind of. Well,
And it's an anime series, and that friggin' series inspired this crazy dude to make a headset that kills people if you die during gameplay.
but there's got to be a backstory. There's got to be like, if you make it through the game, I'll give you $1 million. Something like that. 'Cause
Dude.
who would just put on this headset and
I don't
play
know.
and possibly die? Because the Squid Games was based on people that owed a lot of money. They were in trouble. They had a crappy life. Nothing was going well.
Right.
Hey, here's a chance to win a whole bunch of money, and if you die, you die. Big deal.
I'm telling you, I'm not reading it incorrectly. Like, it's
This-
so crazy.
This makes...
It's like you're killing the people that are buying your products too. Like you're killing out your base of people that are like.
Yeah, because...
Why would anyone do that?
Okay, so say this comes out, and he sells 100 of them, and 50 of the people end up dying because they got killed in the game.
I
And
would
then
say
the-
100 people are going to end up dying.
Well, maybe someone's really good and didn't die.
Yeah.
So, at that point, the word's going to get out. Obviously, it's going to be on Twitter or whatever. All these people are dying. I mean, do you think people are going to rush to the stores to be like, ooh, I want one of those?
I don't know who would buy that. Like literally, if you would put this on because you think you're such a good gamer, I mean, who would do that? It's mind blowing. It's mind blowing that anyone would even come up with that concept.
There's got to be some mega prize at the end.
It's certainly, I feel like it would say that if there was.
Because
but
it's a lot like the lottery, you know. Spend your life savings to win $1 trillion.
But a lottery that could kill you at the end. That's the kicker.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, go spend $20 or spend all the money you have and then lose it all. It's a gamble.
What scares me is what is the average age of somebody playing games like this? Call of Duty. I mean, it's not your 35-year-old.
There's not an average age because
That's what I'm saying.
As we know, every age.
That's right.
We've met several people our age that do it 12 hours a day.
Could you imagine if children bought this, or they said, they said, "Mom, I want the new Oculus headset." And the mom's like, "Oh, okay. It's the new thing that's trending." And they buy it for their kid for Christmas, and then poof, the kid's dead. Could you imagine?
Be a lot of lawsuits.
Oh, my God. I just couldn't believe that.
But this takes me back to when we post something on Facebook. Hey, come get this. It's free. And all the comments say, how much? How much?
I just posted something.
So it's like,
I did.
it's the same thing. Here's this headset. You're going to die if you wear it, but it's really cool that, they don't read. Nobody reads.
God. It's like
You know what I want to do?
thinning out the herd, I guess. I don't know.
I want to open a restaurant. I've talked about this before. A restaurant from the 90s with 90s games, 90s food, 90 whatever. But the front door, you know how like when you open a door, you normally pull it this way?
Yeah.
I want to make everything backwards, but put signs on it that say which way it opens.
So you have to read the sign and not be an idiot.
But then I'm going to set up video cameras that just show everybody, look at the sign, read it, and then do it wrong. Because they're not really reading it. You know what I mean?
Right.
All right.
I like your 90s theme restaurant. And we talked about this earlier. We would have people lock their phones away. So people actually have to interact with the person they went to dinner with.
Have you seen that cube? I think I told you about it. It's a cube with these little dangly things. You
Yeah.
put a phone in it.
Yeah.
And you can stick your hand in it and touch it, but you can't pull it out because then they poke you.
Oh,
That's what we need.
and parents actually have to interact with their children, and parent and talk to their family. God, I hate seeing a whole family at dinner and they're all like this.